My name is Marcy Marie Simmons. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator for Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance. I'm here with our project director, Jennifer Toon, and we are talking about an update in our lawsuit against the state, against the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Yeah, Marcy, I'm really excited to, share a little bit more about, what the lawsuit is. Folks may have remembered the press conference 2 or 3 months ago and some stuff in the media, but we've got a little bit of a update.
We do. Now, we filed the lawsuit arguing that the unsafe and downright dangerous temperatures inside of Texas prisons is causing an immediate health risk to incarcerated Texans, and we filed a complaint demanding safe temperatures.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Us, along with several other organizational plaintiffs who represent and work on issues related to incarcerated Texans. We are fighting together, and so we did that, and y'all, the state asked for it to be dismissed. They did so on several points that they thought were valid. And Marcy, tell us more about that.
So the state basically has filed a motion to dismiss everything across the board. Everything that we've tried to push, the state has said no. I don't think so. That's not valid. One of the things was, and I'm looking at my notes here, but one of the things is the lack of subject matter jurisdiction, which we are an organization made up of currently incarcerated members. Our inside members are quite literally incarcerated right now in Texas prisons with no climate control. That certainly is a valid claim for our organization to be an organizational partner in this lawsuit. And then also that there wasn't enough evidence that the temperatures inside were harmful.
Well, that's the hard one to wrap your mind around. Like, we're not attorneys, we're not legal experts. That's why the attorneys representing us do the incredible work that they do. But the one thing that I know that we know, and that citizens all across Texas know, is the heat in our summer times are outrageously, dangerously hot.
Well, and I'm sure that is why the judge did not grant the state's request to dismiss all charges against them, all claims against them. The court found that we as the plaintiffs have significant evidence showing that extreme heat poses a real and immediate danger to incarcerated Texans, and quite frankly, staff members as well.
Yeah. Yes, it was a bold statement from the judge to say, hey, there's real harm. There's real immediate threat of harm. These folks obviously do have a skin in the game, so to speak, right? Like with members that we've identified and built relationships with currently enduring those dangerous temperatures, and to continue to allow them to be subjected to that without the state's intervention for all of them, Marcy, is what we've all said. Again, not legal geniuses, but we know what the Eighth Amendment is, which is to protect us from cruel and unusual punishment. And a lot of what we experienced as incarcerated Texans and that our folks on the inside are experiences, I certainly would say is cruel and unusual.
So we also, not being legal experts in any form or fashion, we also know that lawsuits such as these can carry on for years, which is why we have a hearing coming up on July 30th. It is a preliminary injunction hearing. We're going to ask the judge to mandate the state to bring all of the temperatures in Texas prisons down to a safe number right now.
Right. Yeah. Like, hey, this is, we need to take some emergency that the court um, grant is that until all of this is once and for all decided, we need relief now, immediately. And yeah, it's a public hearing. The documents about the hearings and those are all public as well. But certainly we will be there.
Yes, we will. We will be there along with some other advocacy groups. Certainly, the other organizational plaintiffs will be there. We'll have some expert witnesses regarding what those temperatures can actually do to a person. And I'm really anxious to see what happens July 30th. Can you imagine if this judge says, you know what, we're going to grant this preliminary injunction, that in the while we're fighting this lawsuit, while we're hearing everything, we're going to go ahead and protect the incarcerated Texans right now.
You know, I hope to see some big, bold relief and positive, helpful, protective response from the courts and from the state. Marcy, I think we're all just tired. We're all tired of hearing the same excuses and being told that this isn't real. It is, and we're just hoping that we ourselves are taking bold actions, right? Like we've filed a lawsuit. And though we may not be experts in other things, we are certainly experts in our lived experience. And the men and women on the inside are living that right now. So it's exciting and hopeful, but a little overwhelming and intimidating. But we're taking it on because the risk to not is just too grave.
Thank you for that, Jennifer. And you mentioned risks, and that is, it is a risk for our organization to be in this lawsuit, in this game. Like we mentioned before, we have people, memberships that are currently under the direct authority of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, incarcerated, and under the direct authority post incarceration. I myself, I'm on parole. Lots of our membership includes people that are on parole or probation. So we're watching for that too. And as an organization, we decided that the risk of the poor health conditions and leading up to death because of these unsafe temperatures, that it's worth it for us to take this risk.
Yeah, and I think too, we're also showing that at the end of the day, we are trusting people to do the right thing. We are trusting our state, we're trusting our federal court system. We the people are trusting that government officials will make the right decisions to keep us safe. All of us, no matter what mistakes we've made to land us in prison, what mistakes we've made to be on supervision or whatever intersection people live at, we are putting some trust here in government officials. We're doing the process, and we understand it's a process, but it's time to make immediate action, and there is a level of apprehension, but we've got to have some trust that the system will work.
And then for you all watching, how can you get involved? How can you support this? It's the same thing throughout the entire process of advocating for change within the prison system, right? We contact our lawmakers, your representatives, policymakers. Any other calls to action?
Well, for sure, that's the place to start. Also, if you have incarcerated loved ones, please stay in frequent contact with them over the next. Always, we always talk about that for always how helpful and supportive that is, but especially during extreme weather, it's really important for them to be able to check in with you. And if they're suffering any type of heat stroke related symptoms, don't be shy about calling the unit. Don't be shy about reaching out to the unit immediately to make sure that they get some some type of respite if it's available. But and I know that can be hard, Marcy. You know, you feel really helpless when someone's telling you they need something, and there's absolutely no way to get to them, and you're depending on the people in authority to take action. But I think it's important that loved ones stay in frequent contact. And support organizations like ours. You know, even if it's just sending energy and prayers, or sharing, you know, media stories. You can go to our website. There's a section on climate control, dangerous temperatures in our prisons. We've got several articles there, studies, and some of the stuff that you'll see that we've done in the community around this issue.
Thank you, Jennifer, and definitely follow us on all social media pages to stay updated about the lawsuit and about other things going on in Texas prisons. Any final thoughts, Jennifer?